You're listening to Kelsey and Maddie with the Roots and Rise.
Rooted in real life, rising anyway.
Good morning. It's 5 in the morning. It's 5 in the morning. And I've got this Dr. Evil cat on my lap right now, and I'm just like giving it a nice stroke.
It's actually, I feel like that cat is like my serotonin booster.
I was a little, okay, because I called Maddie yesterday and was a little bit spiraling because anytime we put anything out into the universe or to the world, there's always going to be bounce back, whether it's positive or negative. But this time I was sort of spiraling that like things I was putting out there were not going well. And I was starting to think like the voices in your head start to be like, you're not enough, you're not good enough, blah, blah, blah.
She was being irrational.
I was being irrational. Like, it's okay because I have Maddie to bounce some ideas off of. And so she was like, this is like, she set me straight. But as I stroke this cat, I realized what was I to, I had no concerns. We have everything we need now that we have, I'm stroking, I need to stop using that word this early in the morning.
I love that word.
It's now my word of the year.
Stroke the kitty.
Right, so, my God. The word of the year for 2025 for Maddie was labia.
So
and
beautiful.
If you named a person that, it would be like, if it didn't mean what it meant, it would be
the
a
guy
nice
that
name.
did our makeup. He was like, yeah, I mean, labia minora. That's a
Labia
beautiful name.
minora,
And I was
it's
like,
beautiful.
wait, it is.
So a drag name. Like, I'm almost convinced there's somebody
There's
drag
for
queen
sure
with that
someone
name.
with that drag name. No, but okay, so Kelsey was a little bit spirally yesterday
It's
because
okay.
as anyone would be, when you put out things that are true to who you are and vulnerable, you're allowing yourself to be judged. And we get what we call a vulnerability hangover. And you kind of get in your head and think like, what are people going to think about me? Your ego starts rearing up. You think, my worth is tied to this. Like, what if people are misunderstanding me? What if people aren't hearing me for what I intend? Or what if this doesn't measure up to what I expect for myself?
But I mean, what we came to the conclusion of is that basically all my life I've only ever pursued things that I knew that I could succeed at and give 1,000,000% to. And I've been a performer all my life. So like, this is when I know that I can win, it's, you know, and it's an easy thing to pursue, but this is that season of life where I think society has told us that as women, especially in our 30s and as mothers, we're done. We're done pursuing our dreams. We're done pursuing the things that inspire us.
This is it.
We're like, this is it. You focus on your kids. You read your books. You meet with your friends. Go get brunch.
'Cause everything else is
it.
selfish.
Yeah, and to pursue, like, I look at Whitney Levitt and I look at all of the things she's doing. She's chasing dreams that she just didn't have access to before.
Yeah.
And I think that is sort of inspiring a lot of women in our age range to be like, well, we're not done. So all this to say, we're putting things out into the universe. We're putting things out into the world. But not only do we have like the old insecurities of our younger selves, but we have this like voice in our head that not only is it not good enough, but what are you doing? You're 33 and you should be.
Yeah, society's told us forever, like, you should be happy and content. You have it all. You have the family. You have the American dream. Like, be grateful. Stop chasing your youth in a professional way. And I just think, well, first of all, I don't feel like men have that same pressure. They're expected to build their careers in their 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And women, it's damn near impossible.
And yet, I think when you meet your people, like having you call me yesterday and be like, I've been psychoanalyzing.
Listen, okay. I try very hard to not give unsolicited advice, and I fail all the time.
I
Pretty much
absolutely
every day.
love unsolicited
But
advice, though.
I very rarely will sit and think about someone else's life and personality like throughout my day. But for some reason, Kelsey was like on my mind yesterday. And I finally just was like, I need to call her and tell her that I have fully psychoanalyzed her with all my professional degrees.
Mm-hmm. What did you come to
That's
find?
a joke.
What was your what was your conclusion?
And I realized, so I saw something really cool when we all went. We did Korean karaoke, which is like a private room where you can sing. And what you got to know is like Kelsey is an actual vocalist. Like she is a singer. She is trained. She is really freaking good. And I saw her sing karaoke. That sounds so silly, but like she was so effortlessly confident. And it was so attractive. Like I just saw you in a whole new light where I was like, I've never seen this effortless confidence from you before. Now, Kelsey is by nature a very confident person. And I realized in that moment, my little bright, shiny star oftentimes dims herself to make other people feel more comfortable because she doesn't ever want to come off as like better than, too shiny, unrelatable. But the truth is like, you have talent just seeping out of you. Everywhere you go, people want to be your friend. You make people feel special. Like you do have these divine qualities and like it's endearing that you don't want to stand out for them, but it's also like why not?
I mean, there's 3 things that come to mind. Number 1, Hillary Duff doing
I didn't listen to the song. I forgot.
Oh my God, you guys, I won't get on that tangent, but Hillary Duff, why not? I think this is what I've come to the conclusion of. I don't know if it's necessarily even like I was trying to be honest with myself about this, and I was trying to think, am I doing this really for everyone else's benefit? And I was like, no, I think I'm actually doing this as a self-preservation tactic that's become a habit. I think I realized that you shine too bright in the wrong areas. And this isn't to say that like I'm so shiny, you're so right, but like it's the truth is that we all do this, that all of us in one point or another in our life will take our light that we have naturally. I believe that every single person on the planet has the ability to shine like infinitely brighter than we have even the capability of understanding. But at one point in our life, someone somewhere made it unsafe for us to be that way.
That's spot on.
Well, and it's interesting because my mother was the person that was like, if you don't shine, she was the person that was like, you have to shine. You have to. It's a requirement. You have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Any room that I walked into, if I wasn't the brightest and the shiniest, then like my mother was like,
What's
holding
on?
back. Yeah, you're holding back. But it wasn't until foster care, and it wasn't until, I mean, I remember, I truly remember the day I had to turn the light off a little bit. It was, I mean, I was in another fight with this foster family that, you know, we had been kind of going back and forth, and they made it a very clear point that I was not as special as I thought I was, that I was not meant to succeed in this life. Like the cards I have been given, I'm lucky that I am just, you know, basically white and pretty, which to a certain degree they had a point, I guess. But
I mean, you can acknowledge your privilege and still shine. Be like, regardless of that, I'm allowed to shine.
So as a 33-year-old mother, if I could have been with myself in that moment, there are 2 things that I would have been able to tell myself to like bring some clarity. Number 1, the people that are talking to you about this are unbelievably hurt.
Yes.
Like they're hurt beyond words that you couldn't even fathom how hurt they are. And they're projecting it onto you. And that's going to happen over and over and over again throughout your life. If you don't create some sort of wall to protect that, you're going to inevitably create the habit that I've created now, which is enter a room with self-deprecation so that people do not come at you.
Yeah.
And that's a way of like preserving yourself. And then the other thing I would say is there is a way to balance like humility and balance um a grace and a
Mhm.
kindness while also shining. I just didn't have a whole lot of example
Well,
on
no.
that.
And it's as you get older, your ego should get smaller. And that's what's
Agreed.
really going to help balance that is that you can things can be true and factual. You are extremely talented. That doesn't make you better than anyone, and you know that.
Yeah.
And because your ego is in check, you don't give off that vibe, but you can still self-assuredly be like, I'm the most talented person in this room.
I
Not that you would ever say that. I'll just say it
I would
for
never
you.
I would never say that.
You
But
know,
I think but
but
I also to your credit, you doing all of this work led me to do it on you too. And I
oh
think
no.
I think what's interesting is like Maddie and I both want to be Oprah in some capacity. This is the goal, right? Because we both believe that we have giftings and then we have a love for people and then we have a lot of trauma that we're kind of bringing into
Mhm.
this that like is going to affect the way that we empathize with people and with the way we bring them up. And we bring them up in different ways. Maddie makes people feel like anything is possible. And right now, more than ever, we need that person. More than ever, we need the person that's going to make you feel like your dreams are possible, your goals are worth achieving, and that you are everything that you possibly could dream of being. Like and she makes you feel that way. And so I think it's interesting because yesterday she said something that she was like, I've never been the best at anything. But I'm like, well, she's the best at the things I'm actually not good at, which are you you create steps to make the dream possible. You make everyone want to join you in the process. And you are encouraging to every person you meet as long as you can read that their soul is in the right space. You
Right.
also have an incredible read on souls. You have like an incredible discernment. You're actually I'm going to put this on our website or on our Instagram at some point, but there's a working genius that makes you like you realize you're like two of the six. You're either wonder, invention, um, discernment, galvanizer, enabler, like enablement meaning encourager, and then tenacity.
Right. I know I want to take the test.
Well, and
We all need to take it.
yeah, I think we should. I mean, honestly, I think everybody should because I found out that I'm like a wonder and a galvanizer in the sense that I
What
have
does
a huge.
galvanizing mean?
It means like you're the person that will take the microphone and start screaming at the crowd to get them riled up.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I've got
That is you.
I've got that 1000%.
The slow clap.
The slow. I am not afraid of a slow clap. I will always give a slow clap. But like the wonder is seeing Walt Disney World when there's a empty plot of land.
Being able to just in your mind
You
see
see the whole picture.
what's able to happen.
But the problem with people with wonder is they have a tendency to miss on invention. Like they can't invent it. They
How
can't
do we get from A to Z?
And most of the time, wonder people really are like they find themselves attracted to people with invention.
Yeah.
So anyway, all this to say, I want to go back. I think that you have the ability to invent the steps needed. You also see the big picture, but you have the steps.
No, I really don't.
I think
I think that's why we are a good duo.
We kind of match each other.
And why we're a good duo with our partners because Andrew's the same way. He sees where he wants to go and he just jumps in with both feet. And I'm not afraid of getting there, but I love the journey. The journey is what is attractive to me.
You make me love the journey.
Right.
You do. So what is I think the question that you initially posed this morning before we started recording is where we're going with this. In
Today's topic. Who are we if we're not performing?
And there's, I feel like, multiple meanings to this. Oh my gosh,
there's so many, especially with us talking about you being a performer and that being something that your soul is so drawn to and capable of. And then also, I've been taking a social media break and it has been very, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I have found like I can still log on to Roots and Rise and do our, promotions and stuff, but I don't have like a desire to scroll on there because I don't have any personal connections really, because I don't use that for personal connections. And it's been leading to a lot of ahas, and it's this whole world that I'm able to shut off on the outside, but also on the inside. Like, it's helping me to realize how performative I can be if I'm like, oh, look, I'm making all 4 of my kids' lunch and putting notes in there and napkins, and like, what is that? Why? Like, why am I actually feeling the need to get up and put that on the internet and like show people? Like, is it to show them like you can make lunches for your kids, or is it to be like, look, I am able to get up early, I'm able to do all this, and somebody tell me they're proud of me?
Well, I'm going to say this
Yeah.
because there is a, you have encouraged me
Mm-hmm.
to be more intentional with my children based on the things that I see you do. Now, granted,
Okay.
I am very, very close to you, so I get to literally watch you do it in real
Right.
time. I think it's more impactful that way personally, but like,
Yeah, for sure.
but I've included notes in my kids' lunches because you did.
Because you've seen that.
And I'm
Okay.
influenced by it in a positive way. I think that the question then we ask is like, why? Or if our why is connected to a really rooted thing, I think that then, like, I think that that is what allows it to still continue. And if
Yeah.
we can hold on to our why. So if
It's
you're
holding
doing
on
that,
to that why.
yeah,
Like,
and it's
why
like,
am I doing this?
yeah, and if the why is, well, yeah, it can be as simple, I feel like, as because I want to. And if
Yeah.
it's like, I wanted to, at least you can stand by that.
And it's not because I wanted to show off, because I wanted to feel better.
If it's you
Is
need
it- it's ego
validation, you want
connected.
attention, you want, I think that that's like, because I mean, I literally had a meeting with my manager yesterday, and we're getting back into the acting thing, which is going to be really fun. It's going to be really, really fun. I talked to my agent. We got kind of a plan moving forward of like roles that we really
Yes.
love, because here's the issue with it. Performing for performing's sake, that's not a creative endeavor. It doesn't do anything for the soul.
Mhm.
I think that's like a circus, and there's sometimes a point for a circus, but I think that what we need to do is dig.
If it's
dig-
going to be
dig
your
a little deeper. Dig a little deeper.
But it's going to be your life's work. Like you said, what's the why?
What's the why? And I think the why is for both of us. It's like, I think it's going to be different every single time,
Mhm.
but for now, it's like, let's like give ourselves some grace to figure out in the moment,
Mhm.
is this, like, I think it's like literally taking it a day at a time. At the Bible study last night, I was talking to Kelly and Kaylee I was like, we were talking about our faith, and I have things about my faith that don't align with scripture. Like, they don't align with,
Same.
like we, to heaven and hell and whether people go into hell. I was like, baby, there's hell right here on earth. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know what, I don't know what we're trying to convince people of. Like, there's a fiery burning furnace somewhere. Like, have you seen Skid Row in LA? Like, that's pretty bad.
Right.
So I would say that, like, the pieces of the puzzle that we're trying to put together, it's like we're just doing that a day at a time.
Mhm.
And if the answer comes to us on that day and that's right for us in that moment, let that be enough for now.
Yeah.
Like, let it be enough for now. And it's like, so because I want to encourage you in Instagram and social media, it does allow for women and men collectively to see a mother of 4 with intentionality. It does help.
Right.
But
there's the pros, but then I also think from my upbringing and just my life's journey, there's always been this overlaying theme of you don't show it all. It all needs to look okay regardless of what's really going on. It all needs to like be tied up with a pretty bow, which is a very Southern way. It's like very common in families of like our parents' generations of you don't air your dirty laundry. You show up and show out and you let people know you're okay.
yeah.
And I'm very good at that. And my intention I was way better at being more vulnerable during a harder time in my life, which is interesting. You would think you would cover up more, but it was almost like
Ugh. When it's in
life was so heavy. It was like, I've
you
got
have
to
to get it
share
off.
this
Yeah.
load. And as I've gotten older and more private, because I am more sensitive to protecting my family and my children and my peace, I have found, though, that it can be very unrelatable and damaging to other people to only see this one side of like, gosh, life must be so perfect and easy and wonderful, and like, can't relate, but wish that was me, or what a fake just whatever. The intention's not bad. It's just like, I feel like there's a responsibility if you're going to put stuff out into the world
Mm-hmm.
that you put the good and the bad. Not all the bad, but like you got to put the relatable stuff.
Or maybe it'd be worded in a different way where
Yes,
it's like
please.
maybe no. I mean, you're wording it perfectly, but I think that maybe it's just that there's some risk involved.
There
and
is,
like
and it goes back to the vulnerability hangover,
well,
judgment.
and I think that that's where it's like I think with acting and with putting things out into social media and with trying to make your light shine and putting our podcast out there and like who knows, who will listen and like what they'll think about it. And I think it's just at the end of the day, I think my why is going to come back to I think about my daughters, I think about your daughters, and I think like I just want to show them that their life isn't over at 30. Like, you know what I mean? Their life isn't over.
Squeeze every last drop out of it.
Yeah, like their life is just beginning. And I watched my mother pour everything into me, but give herself absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So there was no sparkle left for her. There was no moments like to pursue creativity. There was no moments to jump off the cliff and figure out what she loved or who she was in that season of life. Like I'm sure that was unbelievably isolating and scary and lonely. And I'm just like, there's a different route, I think.
Yeah.
And
do you think that contributes to you feeling this like push and pull of like, should I chase this dream? Should I be content? Should I be pouring into my kids instead of pouring into me? Based on how you were raised?
I think yes, but also, I mean, my mother was so adamant. She was like, "You're supposed to be a star. You're supposed to be a star. You're supposed to be a star."
That
And I
voice
was
is
like,
in your head.
and that voice lives pretty much consistently in my head. Where it's like, if I'm not doing something to pursue that, then it feels like. I mean, I've had to deal with like confronting failure for the past 4 or 5 years, having kids and being like, "This is enough." But then having to like, I talked to my friend Alex and I was like, at what point are we allowed to be like, it's not enough? Actually,
Anytime.
Like, but it certainly, as a mother, it's like there's a mountain of guilt that follows that.
Your
right?
kids are enough, but there's
Yes.
this weird stigma that they should complete you.
And that's
a terrible pressure to put on them.
Well, and then it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, exactly. Like I don't want them to have that same. I don't want it to be like the dynamic I had with my mother,
Right.
where, I mean, I was her world and that was it. But I was talking to the girls yesterday. I mean, my girls are 4 and 2, so they understood it to the level of which they could. But I was like, would you want to go to New York and just be there, every once in a while and like not live there, but like go travel? And they were like, well, does it have, see, like Keller goes, does it have rides? I was like,
Rides? She's like, is it a theme park?
Is it a theme park? I was like, well, no, like, I mean, you've been there,
Is
but
it
you were a
Disney?
baby. And I was like, I was like, mommy might have to go there for work if if there's
Mommy
like
will be
opportunities.
going there for work.
But I was like, but I mean, this is what it looks like. So we looked
Yeah.
at pictures and she goes, well, I like that. It was a Statue of Liberty. And I go, well, I'll bring Viv with us and she'll.
Fun fact, Statue of Liberty's barefoot and holds a Bible. Learned that yesterday from Viv.
Oh my God. Fantastic. So, but I mean, like, I think it's now, I'm like at a place where my why
Yeah.
is if God allows it, and I pray he does, that I get to see my girls have grandchildren or have kids and I get to be a grandmother. I pray that happens. I want to see them become mothers and then rediscover who they are and know
Absolutely.
that they were allowed to because they watched their mother do it. And I did it with my why as a I want this to be a pursuit of creativity. I want this to be a pursuit of my truth. And I want this to be grounded in like who I am now.
It makes you a completely whole woman, which makes you an even better mother.
Well, but I think the same, to turn it back to
Yeah.
you, is like, we're talking about two different types of performing,
Right, but
we're like there, but
it
I
hits.
think that because I'm like, want to be in the Broadway musical,
She
and
will.
but I think that there are pieces of that puzzle that are hard to bring your kids along with, and I think when it comes to what you're talking about, where it's like presenting this person that may not be accurate all of the time,
Yeah.
I think that we both have the question of if what we're doing doesn't align with our why, then we probably can't expect the fruits of the labor
Yes.
to be abundant.
Yes.
And that goes with the scripture we were reading yesterday in the Bible study of John chapter 15 verses 1 through 17, of the vine and the branch, and how God he will prune the branches
Yes.
and he'll prune off what is not necessary anymore, because it's not because it was bad, but because it's not needed necessarily for the goal and for the kingdom. And so I think it's like we also need to trust and surrender to God that like he's
Yes.
gonna prune this for us.
Gonna get rid of the things that are slowly killing us.
He's gonna get rid of the, like, maybe he will
It's
give
the
us
dead
the
weight.
discernment.
Yes.
Back to the genius thing. He'll give us the discernment to know what is something we
It's
need to pursue.
I love that verse too, because it's such a good reminder also that, like we talked about in our last episode, it's never too late. You can pivot, you can change your mind. If there's something like relationships with friends, with family, with your partner, if something is pulling you too far away from your truth and who you want to be, like it's never too late to go, I'm done with this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really big, and that takes a lot of courage, and you can't perform and also be that kind of person.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to be raw and real and intentional. A story keeps coming back to my mind that I want to share because I think it's really a relatable story for women. And it also takes me full circle to performing. And you know this story. And I'm going to tell the story, and then I'm going to tell you why I can't stop thinking about it. So I did a triathlon, and it was really cool. Right? Like I did a half Ironman.
That's literally amazing.
So that's like swimming a mile, biking 50 miles, and running a half marathon. And I did this while having, 4 small children and a husband who, is on call almost 3/4 of the year. So there was a big juggling act. It's like a full-time job to do that, like to do your nutrition, to do your training. Anyway, I don't need to prove that to anybody. I did share about it a lot because I was so proud of myself. Went, did it, completed it, and all along the way there was a woman who would reach out to me during this, and I thought it was so kind of her. Like she would be very invested in what I was doing and give me advice because she'd done one before. And I was like, wow, like I love having women in my life who have walked all different courses and can kind of lead the way for me. And I just thought, wow, what a kind thing to do. Well, come to find out afterwards, she had
talking ish
about me behind my back about how slow, and like basically laughing at how slow my time was. And I was like, wait, what? And it shocked me because I thought, like, wait a minute, this person was like going out of her way to reach out to me and be involved in this endeavor. She's also a mother, and like she's also done one of these before she had kids. So like, what part of her doesn't understand that like that's really mean, and also like gross.
I mean,
right? And so I kept thinking about,
you know how I
and
feel
at
about
first
it.
it initially hurt my feelings. Now
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt my feelings because I'm like,
Yeah, because it hurts
it
mine.
has nothing to do.
It's my
Well, it
feelings.
has nothing to do with me. I'm like, I did something really incredible that I'm proud of. What a bizarre thing to go do.
What an odd thing.
What an odd thing. So then I'm like thinking back to like how performative this person was with me to go out of their way to check in with me, to see how my stuff was going, what supplements she recommended, like very invested. I didn't reach out for advice. Like she brought it to me. And then to be so unsupportive in real time with people who are also my friends, like it just really reminded me that not everyone is who they say they're going to be. And when someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
And I
some
think
people are performing.
I think a lot more people are performing than we realize.
And listen, it's like, I get it. I mean, to some degree, even though I also kind of feel like that's a little bit sociopathic. I feel like it's a little
really
odd.
Weird.
I'm sorry, I think that's weird. But like, I also here's the piece of the puzzle that I think we're gonna tie together is when we see people. Like, I had this whole conversation, and a shout out to Teresa Rowley, who is one of my college friends.
Okay.
She's famous on TikTok now. She has like
Sweet.
1 million some
Oh
odd
my
followers.
gosh.
She's
Yeah.
unbelievable. She's an unbelievable talent. When I met her in college, I was like, she will be somebody.
Yeah,
she will
you
be
knew.
somebody. Like I can smell
is
it from
somebody.
a mile away. I'm like a truffle pig. I was like, I can smell this from a mile away. And
A truffle pig. I'm going to use that.
I'm like I can just smell it. Anyway, so Teresa, if you're listening, I'm going to send this clip to you and make sure that you know that I'm talking about you, because I'm a girl's girl and I don't talk about people behind their back like that.
If we do, we own it and we make it right.
Yeah, for real.
We can't sleep at night.
So Teresa, I've never once thought a bad thing about you because I've been secretly in love with you this whole time. So she's becoming unbelievably successful on social media. But I will admit that I had this thought that I spiraled about where I was like, oh my God, Kelsey, you've missed an opportunity, because like you're funny too. And you have funny, quippy, like you have a funny personality. Teresa and I are similar in some ways, you know, where we have like kind of an interesting, like we're quirky.
Yeah.
And she's become really successful because she shares her life and she does it in like a mode that's like really recognizable. And she's just very funny. And so, but I watched her stuff the other day where she's going through this like terrible breakup, and she's shook. I mean, it's awful.
She's being very.
She's doing it in a funny way that also is super dropped in, and it's leading people to like know the depth of her. And I got so jealous. I was like, she started this in COVID. She showed up and put stuff out there, regardless of whether or not people were going to be into it or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's paying dividends. She's going to be endlessly successful. And I got so jealous because I was like, why didn't you think of that? And I think an underdeveloped Kelsey would love. I'm sure there's a little demon Kelsey in there somewhere that would be like, yeah, well,
okay, but she's not that good at this, and she's not.
I mean, the facts are she's good at everything. So
link that a lot of us women aren't taught is that we can admit, I'm feeling very jealous of this person.
I'm feeling jealous of this person. And it's like, why are you pretending? So the thing is, I outwardly encourage her on Instagram because number one, I want her attention. I want her to notice me. I'm like,
that.
Hi, Teresa. But I also am like, my antidote to jealousy is to become friends with people, because I'm like, they have something that I want, and it sparkles and it shines, and I want to learn from it and I want to grow from it. And so for me, it's like I just got to be friends with them, whether you call that advantageous or whether you call that like whatever you want to call it. But it's interesting that women have this tendency to tear each other down in private And then they're publicly promoting each other. And I'm like, but if you had just reached out to Maddie and like to this woman that did all this, that was talking about you
Yeah.
behind your back, if you just reached out and been like wanted to know you even more, if you were jealous about something and you wanted to be closer to you, to make an effort to like
Yeah.
go get coffee or like bring you a gift or like to celebrate you after your triathlon or like there's a step beyond the jealousy.
Yes, where you
Where
befriend and
you
get to
befriend
know.
or you grow from or you learn from somebody or you lift them up publicly, or like with Teresa, it's like letting all y'all know Teresa's a real one and she's really talented.
And it's okay to say, I don't remember the difference between being jealous of someone and envious of someone. Do you?
I don't know.
There's a difference. And I read about it one time and I was like, oh, that's rich. I like the word envious more. It sounds like less harsh for some reason in my mind, but I don't know if it's actually what I'm meaning. But
there's probably one that's like you feel it, and then jealousy is like maybe, or like one of them's like an action versus one of them's like a feeling or something like that. And I think, but it's like, let the feeling
own it, feel it. It's not shameful.
And let it affect your choice moving forward. I think because to me, what that woman could have done is she could have reached out to you, befriended you, learned from you, grown from you.
And then maybe help me get faster.
And then maybe in that relationship, maybe been like, hey, I have some tips and tricks for you. But it's interesting to be false, like to be the nice girl.
That's the part that I don't love.
From Mean Girls, that movie where she's like, I like your skirt, where'd you get it?
Yeah.
That's weird
That's
to
so
me.
fugly.
I feel like that's interesting. That's an odd way to be.
And
odd
I almost, my take on it is, if you're going to be a bitch, be a bitch.
Yeah.
I'll like you more.
For real.
It's like that movie where they're like, yeah, he's an asshole, but he's our asshole. It's like, yeah, like I have friends that I'm like, yeah, she's a bitch. I love her to pieces because she's authentically who she is. She's not performing. I can work with that. It's the weird, you know what it comes down to? When you're performing, you're not being trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't trust someone, you can't have a relationship with them, period.
That's really good. That's the point.
Like it to the core.
That's the point. Yeah.
And I think that's a reason we were able to get so close so fast is neither of us have an end goal that's similar enough that we would be jealous of each other. So there's no threat. I can fully support you and encourage you and see where you want to go. And supporting you and encouraging you doesn't threaten me at all. I'll always be honest with you. And my end goal for you is always what's best for you. There's no performing in our friendship.
Yeah.
And I think that there's people in this world who you end up matching with where you can feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Courtney and I definitely have that, where she can call me and go like, hey, you know, with our kids, hey, you know, Riley told me Ella said this, and I think you'd want to know, and I think you'd want to talk to her about it. And it doesn't make me feel threatened because I'm like, yeah, you want the best for my kids and me.
Absolutely.
And there are people like that out there, but you really have to weed. You have to vet them out. The performers.
Vet them out. But I mean, it takes a minute. It takes a minute.
It does.
But you gotta be intentional and go back to your why.
And your why.
Go back to your why. See if your why matches everyone else's that you're surrounding.
That's the biggest thing.
See if the why matches the people around you.
Your why needs to match the people around you in order for everyone to take off their masks and just be.
Yeah. Amen.
Okay.
We did it.
We're 10 minutes longer than usual, but
that's okay. I really actually loved this. I needed this.
I needed this too. Is cathartic the right word? I'm reading a lot more now that I'm not on social media. So I'm trying to speak like a reader because I'm reading all these really great words, but I will never forget. I used the word hasty wrong for like the first 16 years of my life. And finally my mom was like, I don't think you're using that word correctly.
What do you mean?
I used to use it all the time. I would be like, don't be hasty. I thought it meant like nasty.
I love that. I'm using that now. I actually love that now. Actually, don't be hasty.
It sounds like
it's unattractive.
It's right.
Don't be hasty.
And
actually, I'm sorry. That is.
It makes sense.
That's like, You know when no, I can't go on a tangent about this. We're gonna use hasty now for now.
Hasty. So anyway, I have a fear of using words incorrectly because I do it a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm actually gonna be using the word hasty for everything, and no one can stop me.
Hasty little performer.
You hasty little bitch. You hasty little bitch.
Anyway, we love you guys. Go out there this
Love
weekend,
you.
perform your hearts out, but do it
At the Korean
genuinely.
karaoke bar.
Oh yeah. So I'll put you. Check it out, 23rd Street. Love y'all.
Love you so much. We wanted to give a shout out to Price Mortgage Group, who is the mortgage broker of Edmond and Oklahoma City and basically any surrounding area in the state of Oklahoma. If you need a mortgage now, you need to call Price Mortgage Group and reach out to Kelsey Paul.
Also, we'd like to thank Stitch and Pretty for sponsoring us with the best swag. If you need custom stitching done, any intricate, beautiful, detail-oriented design, she is your girl. StitchandPretty.com or at Stitch and Pretty on Instagram.